Casey O'Gorman back to basics in the liquid-cooled 40 Minimoto Elites now. He is only 1/100th of a second faster than Ross Maguire, though, on the front row of the starting grid, so it could be closer than he'd like it to be. Evan Belford and Johnny Garness on the second row from Taylor Lawrence and Ollie Walker, with Bailey Stewart-Campbell in front of Ryan Hitchcock. Mason Foster and Cameron Sewell round out the top 10. Keep an eye on that man, Josh Bannister, 11th again. Very interesting. He seems to have a bit of an affinity with that number here, but I doubt he'll finish there. Here we go. Who is that? Charging through in the middle of the top 6. I've got two down. Two down at the first corner. That's Tilly. Yet again, Tilly out of the race. And Taylor Stewart-Campbell, I believe that is, has gone with him. Let's look again. Oh, it just got messy into that first corner. Two bikes into one bit of tarmac just won't go.
The photographer didn't help either, Jake, did he, really? Walking across in front of the camera right at the inopportune time. Anyway, is there going to be a red flag? Doesn't look like it. I think they've pulled the bikes away. So we're back with the leaders. It is Casey O'Gorman that leads it. It looks like Evan Belford. It is in second place. Then Ross Maguire. Then Johnny Garness in fourth.
So some good battles in the early stages as Casey O'Gorman, championship leader, wants to win this one out on a riot out front, but he's got some incredible opposition already. Evan Belford, having worked his way through from the second row, is already into second position, and Ross Maguire, second in the championship at the moment and second on the grid, is now in P3. Here comes the move around the outside from Belford. Has just gone right round the outside of Casey O'Gorman, down the straight, and now O'Gorman is going to try and muscle his way back to the inside. He can't do it. Evan Belford has just pulled a fast one.
Fantastic by Belford on the championship leader, but here comes Casey having a look again. This is not going to be the end of this race, folks. You can be assured of that. That's coming towards us. That's Charlie Tilley, Jake. So nice to see Charlie up and running again.
Plenty of time for him to make up, but at least he has got himself back into the race again, because you never know what can happen. Fourth position at the moment. There is a trio of battlers there as well. Johnny Garness running at the front of that trio as they come to Paddock Bend once again. Johnny Garness in fourth position ahead of Bailey Stewart-Campbell and Taylor Lawrence. There's Ollie Walker, Ryan Hitchcock battling for ninth position. That is Connell and Brinton with Jeffrey, Foster, Cameron Sewell, Kirsch and Pendrell all in there giving chase. Back to the leaders. Belford just hanging on in there from Casey O'Gorman. Or is he? O'Gorman sliding up the inside into Spoon Curve. Thank you very much. You had your moment. Now it's my turn.
Down Damon Hill one more time. This is that battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Looking up the inside, Bailey Stewart-Campbell can't make the move on Johnny Garness. Garness holds on. So it's still Bailey Stewart-Campbell there in 5th and Taylor Lawrence there in 6th. So we've got two distinct groups of 3. The battle for the lead and the battle for 4th place.
Yeah, we've got O'Gorman back into the lead in front of Belford and Maguire. Then Garness, Stewart-Campbell and Lawrence that we're watching now as they tussle over 4th position. No, sorry, we're back to the leaders again. That is Casey O'Gorman starting to jog away. Look at this. Evan Belford has now got massive pressure from Ross Maguire as the field works its way through Paddock Bend once again. This is that tussle for 5th position. Bailey Stewart-Campbell desperately hanging on in front of Taylor Lawrence as they come up to the Spoon Curve into the right-hander. That'll do nicely for the moment, Bailey. Just hanging on in there. Johnny Garness up the road in 4th position. He is not going to make the same mistake as he did earlier on in the day. He has learnt from that one, and now he is going to be a much smoother rider. Taylor Lawrence, 6th position, bike number 10. Absolutely on the lock stops under brakes there through the compression complex. Oh, that's Mason Foster. Foster was working his way up through the field, but Foster has had an incident there. He's got it going again, but that is a bit of a disappointment.
This is a great performance by Taylor Lawrence, by the way, as we see Casey O'Gorman out front from Belford and Maguire. Taylor Lawrence here in 6th place on that green machine, black and yellow suit. There he is. You can see the distinct difference in size between him and the riders in front of him. He is a lot bigger, a lot heavier, and that makes this performance that much greater because he has a distinct power to weight disadvantage over the riders in front. Great performance by Taylor.
Back to the leaders. Belford had a bit of a sniff at Casey O'Gorman on the way up to the Spoon Curve, and he got held up. Now he's into the clutches of the man riding in 3rd position. That is Ross Maguire, 2nd in the championship at the moment. He will want to take a few more points off of the man in front, Evan Belford, to get as much out of this one as he possibly can to Casey O'Gorman. He knows that with O'Gorman leading the way, he's going to increase his lead in the championship. How about that for 4th position? That looks like Bailey Stewart-Campbell has got his way past Johnny Garness, and now Taylor Lawrence is trying to muscle his way through. Back on the inside. Oh, don't try that. That's very high risk into the first corner for Johnny Garness. He doesn't make the move, but now he's under threat from Taylor Lawrence. He's going to try and make the move. Looking further back, look at how quickly Mason Foster's trying to make up progress. He is working his way through the back markers as much as he possibly can. Bailey Stewart-Campbell in 4th position in front of Johnny Garness and Taylor Lawrence. Down Damon Hill towards Carousel. And we've got the leaders further up the road. There they are, in amongst the traffic. Casey O'Gorman's already moved up past the rider that's, I can't quite see who that is, actually, not having the best of meetings from his point of view, although everybody's got to learn somewhere. They've got to develop, and going through the traffic is obviously tough for the front runners, but being one of those who is being lapped is a very groundbreaking experience for those who are moving their way through.
I said before though, Jake, I'll say it again, there will be riders that are lapped, but it's because they have to come and learn by racing on the job. These will be highly inexperienced riders against these highly experienced riders, so you can expect them to get lapped. But as we've seen before, in the case of Cameron Saul, Jake, a couple of years ago, he was being lapped one year, he won a championship the following season.
Absolutely. We all have to start somewhere in the world of bike racing. Fairly sure Carl Fogarty didn't win it straight away. He had to learn how to get the job done.
He probably did.
It took him a bit of a time. He didn't win it first time out. I think his debut was 1989. He didn't win the title till 94. So you have to learn your way through. Still working your way through the traffic, though, is very stressful. And to be fair, the riders are doing a good job, as are the riders being lapped, actually, not to cause too much of an issue and to do exactly what you should do, because it's on the onus of the riders in front to lap you in the correct way. They need to move over and lap you. You don't come off your racing line. And to be fair, the standards have been very high for the back markers today. As we just looked at Jack KIRSCH there battling away with Cameron Saul. We're on the last lap. It's the last chance now to see if Ross McGuire can salvage anything from this race other than 3rd position, because O'Gorman is on course to win the championship. If he wins this, oh, Belford very nearly got a high side there. He saved it, and his heart would have been in his mouth there, but so too would Ross McGuire's, who's now going to make the move of the inside. Is he? No, not quite. Belford chops him across. Great comeback from Belford, considering he very nearly got bucked off the Bronco a moment ago. If he'd have been high-sided that point on the circuit, McGuire would have had nowhere to go. He'd have gone into him, and both their races would have ended in tears. But O'Gorman wins it. Belford hangs on for 2nd, and Ross McGuire is through for 3rd position. Garness 4th. Bailey Stewart-Campbell just beats Taylor Lawrence over the line in front of Ollie Walker, who comes through in 7th position. It's going to be Ryan Hitchcock through in 8th place, and Emmanuel Brinton has won his battle over Declan Connell. Casey O'Gorman, the man on top of the standings at the crucial point in the season. We believe he has clinched the title. And there's the confirmation. 75 points available at Rowrah. Casey O'Gorman leads by 107. He's done it. Mini GP50 will close us out next.